to touch back on you being adopted a little bit. So I know you said your mom has passed away, a biological mom. Is your dad still alive?
No. It's my mother. I don't know these biological folks.
Oh, so you don't have any type of connection
I
to
was
them.
given away at birth.
So, and you're not interested at all in like finding them, having a conversation with them?
I'm gonna be honest, like, I feel whole. You know what I'm saying? I was loved. I was raised a certain way. Like, everything that I was raised on made me who I am. I mean, reaching back, I had to really get to a point with myself where, like, I figured out what the 50-50 of it was, right? Let's say I reach back and I get the rejection. Like, they ain't want nothing to do with me for real. That's gonna open up a whole nother can of worms for me, where I already feel whole within myself. And it's like, if I don't have, of course, like, when you come with new information, you want to, like, kind of close the loop. And I came to a point where I could have got all the information I wanted. And I had to make a decision, like, I'm stable, I got my kids, I got my family, I know I'm loved by people. I know I got a support system, and I feel whole within myself. Like, if they ain't never tell me this ain't nothing I would have never been thinking about. So I was like, I'm cool. Like, if they wanted something to do with me, you made the decision. Like I said, you made the decision to get me away. You got to make a decision to get back in my life. And it ain't for me to go searching for that shit. Because I was raised on love. Like, I was raised by some stand-up women and men, so I don't really feel the need to, like, undo that. And then I also understand, too, it's just like, shit, that was a decision that was made. But that decision paved the way for me. And I'm good where I'm at. Like, I'm also, you know, this before my social media and anything, too. So it's like, these decisions I'm making in isolation for real. You know what I mean? So I had a lot of time to think about this shit. And I'm very comfortable and confident in my decision. So I don't really think about that. So, like, yeah, when my mother passed 2019. Of course, like, my father was like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I kind of pressed him on it, like, what's up? Because, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all was holding it down for her because she don't play no games. So, but my mother had, like, womb issues and stillborns and miscarriages and shit like that. So I was a big blessing for her. So, like, yeah, man, once I get that part of the information, it's like, man, I'm a blessing to this woman, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not finna go fuck them folks.
Yeah. I feel you on that because I have, like, a similar situation too, because I'm adopted as well. And I always felt like I was whole too, but it was always still something in me that wanted to know, like, very much wanted to know who it was.
Fact of it. Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
I wanted to know who they were. I wanted to know it was just so many different things, what they look like, maybe what their personality is like, but I still loved my parents, you know what I mean, that raised me, and they gave me a very great life too, and I was raised on love as well, but it was just always a void that I felt like was missing, and I get what you're saying as far as, like, the rejection, because I feel like that's a relationship that me and my biological mom have. Like, we don't really... I actually grew up around her my whole life, but we don't really have much of a relationship, and it's because of her. So it's interesting. Like, being adopted is just a very complex thing that I think most people don't really understand unless they've been through it, because you have so many different emotions around it.
For me, too, so you gotta think, if my mom and daddy dark skin, brown skin, my grandparents, like, all my siblings,
right?
It's like, all right, somebody odd. I'm the odd man out in this motherfucker. And you know, when you a kid, little kids, like, you around all your cousins and shit, they gonna say something like, my little cousin be like, why you white, bro? Like, what's up with you?
Right.
But we children, you know what I'm saying? Children just gonna say the blood raw thing. I think more than anything, it was a very, like, soft spot from my mama. I ain't gonna say she was right. I don't feel like she was right, but I didn't process my anger around that.
But she didn't tell you.
Yeah, but I think for me, the liberation of it was, like, knowing that I wasn't crazy. Nigga, I always knew that. Y'all seen her lying.
That I was different,
And so, like...
When did you find out?
She passed May 2019. I found out June 2019.
Oh, wow.
So, like, a few months after. Well, a month
after, yeah. But I'm telling you, this, you know, through observation, I'm smart enough to realize, like, 2 and 2 gonna equal 4. This ain't, you know, I don't even act like y'all for real. So, and the whole time, I ain't think I was a doctor. I just think I thought I had a different daddy type shit.
I'm weak.
Oh, you thought she was lying about your daddy?
Yeah, for sure.
But I do feel like kids are intuitive that way too, because my parents told me when I was like 4 that I was adopted. So I knew my whole life. But my mom and my dad would never tell me who it was. But as I got older, I knew it was somebody in my family because I started to look like my cousin, and it ended up happening. It ended up happening to be her.
Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all feel like you wanting a relationship with your father or your biological father or mother, or even if you wanted a relationship with your biological parents, do y'all feel like that would be kind of like betraying the parents who raised you? Is that kind of something that holds you back?
That ain't their decision to me.
Yeah, it's not.
You know, I'm grown. I'm autonomous. I can have a relationship with these folks if I want.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they still are a part of my story. You can see the anxiety on your parents' face when you start talking about it, though, because they don't want you to. You know, you got to think about how big a sacrifice it is for somebody to take on somebody's life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that a little bit of it is a little selfish on their part, but it's you know, rightfully so. Like, I raised you. It's kind of like one of those ego things. Like, man, fuck them. They could have stepped up and been your
Right.
parent.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, the way my dad kind of pushed it to me, he was like, I want you to remember, like, I'm your dad. Like, no matter what you find out. I was like, nigga, I know that.
Yeah.
Well, I called you and asked you.
Right.
What I'm gonna think? What I'm be like, you know what? You ain't my dad. No, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think, yeah, I think it's a very complex because it's very emotional, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? They done see me literally out the womb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, I think for my mom, I think as time passed on, it was just harder and harder for her to wrap her mind around, like, breaking that news to me.
Yeah.
Even though I had been saying something. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying something since I was a little boy. But I think the most liberating part was like, damn, I knew I was right. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. I'm good now. I ain't crazy.
Yeah.
I could overly trust myself now. Because that was the biggest complex that came from that is not really being able to trust my intuition or like my thoughts or like damn, am I like ill-informed about this? Like, is the things I feel inside real? Because I think this very strongly about this situation and they keep telling me I'm wrong about it.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, all my family got smoked from that shit. Cause I was like, y'all niggas are complicit. Y'all gaslit a nigga for 30 years down there.
That's crazy.
That's
I was like,
so crazy.
So I was
I
like,
can't believe you found out so late.
So late, yeah.
yeah, but I mean, you know, my mom like a matriarch of the family.
Yeah.
She very important. Nobody wanted to go against her.
Yeah.
And then I think it's a complex thing. Like, you know, I can't make them decisions for people. I can't undo them decisions. And I think a lot of times with women, we don't address like how like touchy and vulnerable they can be around like having womb issues.
I mean,
sure,
that's how
because-
they make us feel. If you are a woman because we can bear children.
You see what I'm saying?
If you are meant to create life, so it's like if you can't, if you are a certain age and you don't have children, what's wrong with her?
I think the thing is like that caused a big fracture in my parents' relationship, which eventually ended up in them being divorced. So I think, yeah, man, you know, I'm real like put myself in other people's shoes type person. It took me a long time to get there.
Yeah.
But I think I was mature enough when I found out that I could like really process the situation in full. Like, but I also didn't shy away from my anger about the shit either. And like, you know, I have family members I literally just started back talking to.
Same. I stopped talking to a lot of people too when I initially found out who
Yeah,
my
I'm like, y'all
biological
on some
mom
fuck
was.
shit. Y'all niggas ain't play with my life
Because
like
how
that,
can
bro.
y'all keep this secret from me? Like, and you just feel like, damn, is everybody conspiring against me? Because how everybody else knew this shit? And
Nigga,
I'm the
what?
only one in the dark about it, you know?
And that
it's
means
crazy.
y'all been having like, you know what I'm saying? I go in the other room, it's like, hey, stop talking about that.
Yeah, be
Like-
quiet when you walk in the room.
Yeah.
But
so
I
crazy.
definitely felt a certain level of, in the beginning, when my dad first passed away, I actually got connected to my biological dad, and I did a little bit feel like it was me betraying my dad, even though he had already passed away. But now I'm in a space where I realize, like you said, this is my decision. It's my life. I'm not doing anything wrong by wanting to know more about that side of myself. And I think that us as like people that are adopted, like you should remove that guilt. And then I felt guilt too, as far as with my mom as well, because she had womb issues too. So she couldn't bear children of her own. And I always felt like I was like her miracle baby. And because of that, she's super overprotective of me. And at times I felt like she didn't really want me to have the relationship with them because she felt like it would be them taking me away from her.
Yeah, and
It's
that's
a
the
fear
thing.
around
It's
it
a
for
fear
them.
because, you know what I'm saying, like, my mother had she had a stillborn. She had miscarriages. You got to think like I got a baby.
Yeah.
That's all you ever want, a little baby. And then my auntie was like, she was determined to have a child named Deante in that world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She already had your name picked out.
Already, you know what I'm saying? But I think I have to be mindful of, like what her state of mind was going through that. Like, even with your mom, it's like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? This is something that I, like, again, to your point about the pressure to feel feminine and that being reliant on you being able to bear children, this is a very complex shit. And I think that just donating it to one thing or another, it's just like, it undermines the complexity of the situation for all people involved. And I think for me, another thing that I find solace is like, I could have been in the foster care system.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like,
Or aborted.
You did. Hard to kill,
I be
nigga.
thinking about
Hard
that
to
shit
kill,
too.
nigga. They couldn't get rid of me, man.
Right.